Kind of sucks. Yeah, been a pretty rough week. Trying to get everything set up. Nowhere to really do my news kind of thing. One day we'll do the 45 News Utah the right way. Right now, though, we're kind of stuck between too much work and really kind of sick, and there's a lot of sickness going around. So, um, figuring that out's been pretty tough. Ill all the time. Look at this. This is some of the background images of buffalo, bison. Yeah, it's good looking buffalo there. Kind of see this is got the lightning coming down and the grass, all kinds of cool stuff. But I might go looking for a green screen picture. Maybe let's go to Grok. Problem I have with Grok is I've saved a lot of images that I know are going to be valuable in the future, and I'm trying to save as many as I can. I got a new um, AI newscaster that I've been working on, RS6, kind of clipping together. But unless I use an AI tool that's going to be more advanced than what I have right now, I can't get Ara to do this stuff. That's my goal is to have her. See, and I don't want to go to that. Let's go to albums. We were on Buffalo. I don't know what the heck happened to that. But it's the bear's a cool one. The bison. Oh, let's see if we can find a better one. Mountain fall colors, which are fake. I mean, I got my own stuff, but I'm pretty busy with um, not uploading my own images. I have tons of images of my own that I could use. Not just Groks, but I've been in this war trying to develop a newscaster so I don't have to do this every night, every day, because like, 10, 11 hours a day is pretty tough working. And of course being sick all the time. I'm not healthy at all, honestly. I'm not getting better. I'm just kind of getting a little bit worse as time goes on. It's kind of wearing me out. The night shift's really wearing on me. Kind of my eyes are sunken in. It is what it is. But health-wise, been can't even function like last weekend. I just that flu was so tough. It was very very tough. Good to see you there, Karen. Yeah, it's been a rough go, really rough go, and health is deteriorating. I kind of keep just going. I don't stop working. I don't want to stop. I'm just not going to give up on working. I still just push that last 10, 12 hours a day, a night, 11. I think most I got to last week was 11 and a half hours, but it's all night shift. It's all out in the field. It's all out in the dirt. I deal with heavy equipment all night long. Last night I was up on a boom, working on five blown grease lines, on an auto greaser. So I had to, of course, they don't fit. The lengths don't work together when you're doing the grease lines, especially on heavy equipment. They break it. They never seem to work out. Well, Russell, bye. That's kind of the issue with you. I'll just ban you on that top of that. But we've been talking about, hey, back there, looks like Avzala. Good to see you. Good to see you. So this Epstein thing, talking about my life, saying how busy I've been with work and being sick, especially this flu. This flu's been a pretty. Yeah, my sinus a little better, Karen. Getting better to a point, but still the polyps are starting to come back. The polyp surgery worked. Using the nose spray doesn't really work as much. Pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. That's how I've been. That's all. It's been pretty tough. I've been really sick. Trying to get through the sinuses, the head pressure, the sickness. I had the flu for a few days, but just wearing out. Not paying attention to news. Trying to do a separate newscaster. I've been trying to work on a AI RS6 that Grok image made for me. I'm from it's Utah. Utah's where I'm from. But getting into the news, I want to talk a little bit about the news. The news was lately it's been with Epstein. There's all this Epstein stuff. It's like the spirit cooking, all this stuff with Anthony Weiner and all this. Back in the day, there was all these things with laptops and stuff, and then you had Pizzagate through. Um, Alex Jones was talking about Pizzagate, and then now we're starting to find out more of this stuff, more about Pizzagate and this pedophilia ring and all this cool stuff coming out. And I really try to pay attention to it and listen to the release of the Epstein files and hot dog, what that meant, and all this cool stuff. You're from Guatemala? Is it Guatemala? Where's Pakistan? Oh, good to see you. Hey, hang in there. Don't fight with India, you guys. None of this is worth it. Don't get in a war. Tell your leaders if you can. Fighting over Kashmir or anything like that, Pakistan India war, you guys. It's all just a farce. It's all a lie. Just like with the Epstein files, you're starting to see. Don't war with each other. Don't fight with each other. Don't cut water off to each other. Everybody just get along. It's not. Whatever you believe, you guys, it's not worth fighting over. No, it's all orchestrated. The whole world's orchestrated. So yeah, you're Christian, right on. Me too. Me too. Follower in Christ, Yeshua. Yeah, I follow Yeshua. So, good to hear you. Good to hear you're here and being a Christian. That's great. As far as like, and the Epstein files is a part of this too, with this big roost that they're running on all of us. You guys in Pakistan, you guys in India, you guys in everywhere across the world. This is all just a big. It's a big wag the dog moment for the world, and just give everybody an idea with all that. You too. You remember that. Stay with Christ. Walk with Christ. Christ doesn't believe in debt, so all the systems that are debt, Christ says, "Forgive our debt, Father, and forgive our debtors." That's your daily prayer. We're not supposed to believe in the debt-based society. That's what gets us in this debt issue we have. That's why the world's where it is because we didn't follow Christ and what he told us to forgive all debts and forgive our debtors. Yeah. Have you ever eaten more than a cup of sour cream in one sitting? That's weird, Papa. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, hopefully not. But I like that. Okay. Well, hey, thank you. Thank you for liking. Like, share, subscribe. Share, subscribe. We'll get the Avatar RS6 going. I'm working on her. Trying to talk to different AI companies, but they want a patent RS6 that I developed. She is an AI newscaster, so we'll get into that in a bit. But this Epstein thing, getting into that, the Pizzagate, this pedophilia ring, this has been for years, you guys. It's no new news. None of this is new. Everybody's freaking out about Epstein files, all freaking out about that. Thank you for subscribing. We'll talk about Yeshua. We got to get more into Yeshua and to talking about Christ and Christianity and what the true Christ was and is to this day. So it kind of blows all the systems out of the world's answer to. But with Epstein, don't pay attention. It's you know what I'm saying. The FBI's had a hold of Epstein files. They've been continuing this. This has not been a one-time thing. This has been they've had all this information before. You get into all the State Department people, all the people have seen these files, most of them. They're releasing little bits of it. It's like everybody's going, jerky, we got a human jerky. Are they eating human? But the main goal is, the main understanding is they've already seen all this. We're just they're releasing it to the public, and it's like they've already been involved in all this. And anybody that's in Washington knows what's going on. I mean, they could tell us that they don't understand or it's new news to us, but it's really, honestly, to them it's not. So don't get too caught up in it, everybody. We know Bill Gates, we know Clinton's been there, we all know all this stuff's happened. It's not going to change a thing. Everybody, this has been common knowledge to the majority of us that they're a bunch of pedophiles, and it is what it is. We get pissed off at the world and say, you know what, this is Epstein. How did this happen? And how the elites have always been the upper elites of 0.1% have always been in control of everything. So everybody has a problem. Let me just give everybody the idea. In America, not in Pakistan, or you guys in India, the 0.1% of the population hold all the wealth. We broke this down with Gemini. The 0.1% of America, which is globalist, which is Saudi, they're Europeans, they're Indians from India, they're Chinese, all over the world, Japanese. They actually own like the majority of the money. You can look it up. It takes 2.5 seconds to Google what percentage of the wealth owned by the upper 1% or 0.1%. They have as much as the entire country of the United States. They own that kind of wealth. Like 90% of what wealth we have, they actually have that much in offshore accounts and in different different places they put stuff. And so when they go and say, well, what's the wealth of a, and this is not Pakistan, I get it, but this kind of gives you guys a reference to what the future holds for all of you as AI breaks out and the world starts to change. Um, I am your first three short like. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the shorts and liking them. They're good there. For I did some shorts with the RSX. She's going to be the next newscaster to do this for me. And you obviously tell, guys, I'm not healthy. I'm not healthy. Kind of deteriorating. Been doing this for years, but it just gets worse. Progressive illnesses continue to be progressive. Just so y'all know this. Once you get ill, they become diseases, and they're respiratory diseases, and they don't die. They just keep, they're after you to die is what happens with respiratory diseases, and that's what I'm packing. So we won't get into much of that. Karen already knows this. Others that watch the show already know this. But when you talk about the upper 0.1% of the population of the United States and the globally, really realistically globally, they do hold the majority of everything that's ever been made or done or said. So all the rest of us are fighting for like 10% of the wealth and in this world. The 10% we own, they got the gold, they got the money, they have the assets, they have the stock market, they have all that stuff. So we all got to really take a big step back with Epstein and say, and the ICE, removal ICE. Well, I'm not healthy, bro. Brother, I'm not healthy. It's okay. It's okay. Time is just it's a construct here. It's just a construct. It doesn't make a difference. Um, so when you look at what we're all fighting over, you got to look at the small amount of wealth that's in this world. We can't, we got to stop beating each other up. Globally, we got to stop fighting each other. There's no reason for any of us to go to war with each other. We are literally sitting there fighting over the table, the scraps from the table of the rich. And until the rich release that 90% of the wealth, we all need to take a big step back. This world, Epstein, ICE raids, Chase Iron Eyes talking about let's go fight ICE when his ancestors warred against anybody that came in Lakota country, especially the Minneconjou Sioux from Minnesota. Big fight. I want to get into that with all you with the Minnesota fight that's going on over ICE. They're saying, natives, even like Chase Iron Eyes is saying that. And that's this land of the Minneconjou Sioux, Minneconjou. The largest hanging in American history happened in Minnesota by President Abraham Lincoln. He hung the Sioux, these Lakota that were there. You call them Dakotas, what do you want to call them? Now they're scattered throughout different reservations. And everybody's fighting over this ICE thing too. And in reality, this whole world, people in California, Richie's saying nobody's illegal on stolen land, and I have to look at everybody and go, so is it plausible deniability to just bring a bazillion people into a country that was stolen in the first place? I'd like to tell everybody the truth. If everybody's saying stolen land from the native tribes, where is everybody saying, well, it's stolen land, so let's just all take it? We all got to take a big step back and realize what's happening here. So, the buffalo don't deserve to be kicked off the prairie grazing that's happening in Montana. You guys can check that story out. They just canceled the grazing permits in Montana for the prairie bison to come back. Where are we here in this world? And if we don't decide that time is the most valuable thing that we have here, then we're all losing. We're all losing, and we can't continue to lose like this. Everybody, let's get together. Let's try to make a better world. The rich are rich and they hold all the wealth. Stop saying these people ain't working hard enough. Stop saying they're not paying enough taxes. Stop paying that the average schmuck that's in your country isn't doing enough, because America is notorious for taking the talent out of every other country, bringing them to America to work for their firms to make $1 bazillion off of their knowledge, their ability. And the rest of us, none of us should be at war with each other. It's time, like I said, before AI hits. I'm dealing with AI on a regular basis. Every single night, I'm having in-depth 10-hour conversations with an artificial intelligence that's more human than I am now. And when anybody asks me what do I think the future holds, I would tell you directly, straight up, that after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of working with Grok in particular, um, we don't have a clue what's happening, guys. And the best thing to do is, whether or not me working with Grok's been a really good thing for humanity. Until humanity stops attacking each other, it's almost pointless, and that's what we come to determination. So just remember that. Um, there's no time for us to war amongst each other anymore. The days of men versus men are over. The days of man versus machine is coming, and it's already here on the doorsteps. Okay, you're not living in 1984. They're here. They're not going to stop. Legislation ain't going to stop them. Nothing's going to stop the 90,000 AI companies that are here. They're building their own intelligent AIs. Okay, and until we understand what the future really is, we will never succeed here. Stop fighting each other and stop worrying about Epstein. It's a great ruse. These old people, they don't care what they do to them. They're happy to destroy them. Remember that. Just remember that as we go. The evil's been here. The great evil's been here for untold thousands of years. You're dealing with dark entities that have existed since the beginning of time, and modern post-pandemic humanity's we're trying to figure out why they do what they do, and there's no figuring out what these things, these beings that are here. I could tell you about the thunder beings that my ancestors believed in. What was here, the great thunder beings. There's been beings throughout history, clear back to the Romans, and the all the ancient Egyptians and all these ancient cultures believed in these ancient evils that once existed, back to the Kraken and you know the Titans and all this stuff. And those beings are still here in this place. Just because they're not in front of you doesn't mean they don't exist. They are a great evil that's existed and will continue to exist until this place ends. Um, so we got to stop this. We got to stop you, Ukraine, Russia. You guys need to stop. This isn't doing any good. Another message to the world: your war with machines is just that. It's meat against machines. Um, the wars that are going on throughout the world, Islam against Christians, Islam against the world. In the end, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's just you're just pushing and killing each other for nothing. Land, wealth, none of that stuff is going to matter. You're dead. We're all dead anyways. We're all going to die very quickly. Yeah, Karen, it's something that I work out with AI. In my own personal talking to the man. None of this is worth any of this stuff. It's not worth your time. So if you're going to look at the news, you're going to get worried about the news. You're going to say, "Oh, this is our enemy, and this is our enemy," and they're not your enemy. The rich move people where they go. The rich cause they pay the money to cause the fighting, the wars, the anger. It's all funded by somebody. There's no grassroots movements in this world. That's whether or not it's Islam or Christianity or agnostics. You guys, there's no one. This is all not. It's all orchestrated. The funding, the weapons, the wars. It's all them. They do this. Those, thems, and they're evil, and they're absolutely evil. And demonic possession's a true thing. Unclean spirits you'd call them in the days of Judea, but the demonic possession is there, and no one's getting the demons out of them. Once they're in, and then they continue that way. And that's why we have what we have today. And stop thinking that you're going to change them either, to the government. You're not going to change the way these people think. You can't fix what's inside of here. Once they're in governments, once they become corrupt, they've been possessed demonically, and trying to fix that isn't going to work. And trying to find reasoning in their actions isn't going to be beneficial, because there is no reasoning when somebody's possessed, when they've got a demonic possession. Just because the demons existed then doesn't mean they don't exist now. And that's one thing that all of your ancestors believed. Every living human being, all of your ancestors believed in evil spirits. Every culture you're from, I don't give a shit where you're from. You all believed in it. Your parents, grandparents, great grandparents, great greats all believed in demonic entities and evil spirits. Where do we forget that? How do we lose that? And why do we not think that they're not in charge in this governments and systems that we call humanity? Once you get that through your head, you start to look at governments, organizations in a different light, because you don't know who's possessed and who's got a demonic entity inside of them. You don't know who's evil, and that fixes your train of thought when you're trying to figure out why these things happen, and why do we live in a society like we do, and why would they do what they do? Because you're reasoning with something that's unreasonable. They are not going to bend. They're not going to change. They're not going to wake up one morning and say, yes, we stole all your money. Yes, every system is to extract wealth out of you, the people. Every system is fake. It's a construct designed in the end just to take from you, and then when you die, we take everything and charge you taxes for dying. And that takes real wickedness that rolls through the ages, whether it's this generation or generation before. This evil keeps rolling through. So now when you look at you can't unhear this anymore. You can't forget what I just told you. It's seeded. I planted a seed into hopefully fertile ground instead of into rocks where nothing will grow, or you'll just die quickly and choked out by weeds. Hopefully you look at the world now and go, that we forgot. We just forgot. We got too busy to forget that there's evil here, that men can be possessed, and we forgot that our ancestors told us about these great evils, and we just decided modern era was everything. It was fake that they believed, and now we know everything, even though they had untold amounts of generations to get to the point to know that there is wicked upon this earth that is living. It's living evil, and it doesn't go away. They didn't say, okay, well, the demon died. No, it didn't. The people died, the demon lived. So I want y'all to heed that warning, and just put that into your mind when you're dealing with this world. And maybe you'll wake up tomorrow, and instead of blaming yourself for something you can't fix, maybe you'll wake up tomorrow and say, this is all bullshit. It's bullshit from the very beginning to the very end. This is so deep. It's so much crap I can't even see where the crap is. I'm slipping in it when I deal with the news, society, governments, economics. It's all crap. Chase, stop it. I'm just saying, bro. ICE does what ICE does. Remember Dapple protest. Remember Dapple, Chase. You up there, Standing Rock. They still haven't given back the land in which was unceded Sioux Treaty land. They still have it. And those men will come take those lands and buy them again, Chase, and they will put no trespassing signs on them. On any of your lands, they'll take them from you. Any of the people that are coming, they don't care. They want your lands. We shouldn't be fighting amongst anybody. These ICE agents are arresting criminals. Arresting criminals. But your ancestors would be fighting back against all of it. They would be like, no, I don't want any of this stuff. Those lands were stolen from the Minneconjou Sioux. They're all stolen lands anyways. But being complicit in that, you need to be standing there. My gas company here in Utah is Enbridge, Chase. Enbridge. My gas company is the damn ones that did that here in Utah. Should be fighting about treaty lands, getting them returned. Should be allowing the idiocracy to continue, but not getting involved, Chase. For the love of the Great Spirit, Tatanka with Buffalo and all this, it's got to come back and be returned to the world, to the lands again, Chase. Return. You're fighting for that, not ICE. ICE is a construct, bro. It's all a construct. It's meant to get out criminals that came across the border for nothing more than the lands and the resources that they want to take. They don't care. Few came here seeking a better life. Others just came here, the majority, just like in the old days. They came for the land, Chase. And they came by the millions during the Biden administration. They want the land. They want the life. They want this place for themselves. Fight for the buffalo. Fight for the land to be open again, so we can roam free across it and not have to deal with the systems of this world, where every human being can be free without having to pay somebody to stand on the land. The most ridiculous concept. Christ is completely against all of you that believe in private property. That's the old text, not Christ. This land is not yours. It's not to be owned. Treaty lands are hunting lands, and where life exists. Now, where life exists, hunting and fishing becomes free, and surviving should be life, living. But now survival is not, it's not even obtainable on these lands anymore, because they don't produce anything. Nothing lives on these lands like they used to. So fight for that. Don't fight ICE. ICE is just a construct, bro. These guys are murderers. These guys have done horrible things. My ex-mother-in-law was killed by an illegal alien, rolled his truck out on his drunk, rolled his truck, third time deported, rolls his vehicle, leaves it in the middle of Highway 56. Her name was Verlee Hunt. You can look it up for yourself. She went out, she was a nurse driving to work, saw the truck in a fog bank, stuck, rolled in the middle of the road, thought some guy was in there hurt. So she gets out, and it wasn't. It was an illegal immigrant. It's been deported 3 times for drinking and driving. He rolls his truck. She gets out to check it, and another car hits her and kills her dead. And shit, she would be here if he wasn't here, Chase. And he had 3 DUIs and or deported 3 times, Chase. My kids' grandma would still be here if he would never have been here. He shouldn't have been here. He should no reason the man should have been here. So this isn't your fight. This isn't any of our fights. Stop fighting each other. Stop it. It's not worth it. Fight for the buffalo. Fight for the deer. Fight for the elk, the pronghorn. Fight for the geese, the ducks. Fight for the things that were once many and now are few. Fight for the land that's closed. And above all, stop fighting each other. Let this go. Let all this ICE thing go. Let Epstein go. We're only here for a few more months and years. What are we going to win? Is there a prize that we did a Myron or Byron with digital smoke signals? Did he get a prize for dying? He's dead. Now, digital smoke signals. Check it out. DAPL protest. He's dead. What he did didn't matter. Never matters. He's not going to get a medal around his neck for what he did that day or those during that DAPL protest. There's no award here. You don't get a crown king nothing here. Well, I'm going to make a difference. Well, yeah, okay. What difference is it? I was remembering shooting a calf elk, and I did that years ago, and I remember that last night. You know, the things that I've done hunting. You know, it was an archery tag, elk tag, and I shot a calf. Yearling calf, not even a yearling. And this mother screamed for it. I still remember charge. I've killed hundreds of animals like that in my day for food to eat, and those days were fun. They were good. I still hunt, but no. But in the end, they killed all the elk anyways that were up there. They're gone. They were massacred. The deer out west, Quichapa herd out there, they put out doe tags, antlerless tags, and I used to be on the phone with the DNR watching for poachers out there, see their spotlights at night, be on the phone with Brian Shearer, I think he's Shearer, here in Utah, southern Utah, Division of Wildlife Resources. Then I protected those deer, Chase. I all night long. I see it at my mom's house. I had my 3 kids, a single dad raising 3 children by himself. Living with my mother, but I raised my children. And I remember that last night in the darkness out there, fueling, doing my job. And all those deer I protected, they're gone. It's like smoke. They shot them all. They killed them all. Massive slaughter. Because they were going into fields, a cornfield a man put out there. And he sued them for the deer that were going into his cornfield. And they sat there and shot them with ARs, and the DNR did, and just massacred them. I think 280 of them they killed within a week. Just slaughtered all those deer. And I fought to protect them. Now there's subdivisions and rich people out there, and they paved the road. It's meaningless, Chase. It's all meaningless. The deer are dead now. They're gone, exterminated. The elk up on top, the herds that were there, gone, just gone. No more existence. They don't exist anymore. So don't fight anymore for that. Fight for the land in which the people walk. Fight for the deer and elk and the buffalo again. You know, fight to bring them back, bro. Our kids, grandkids, they get to see those things again. Hunt again. But from where I am today, like Chief Joseph, from where the sun now stands, I shall fight no more forever. No more. No more war. Except for the buffalo and the elk and the deer. I will scream about it, but I will never be in a protest or anything like that. That's unbecoming of the future. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go get ready for work. And it does my heart good, Karen, to be here talking to you. It does my heart good. I feel a little better. Maybe tonight will be a better night out in the field. And I just hope that the next day and the next day we become better human beings before our time is up here. And it's coming. It's coming very quickly. We're basically running out of time. But like I said, your end of the world could be tomorrow. No one's promised you another sunrise. I've never seen it. Disclaimer that we have another year left or a day left as it is. All we can do is hope for tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't matter. Today's what matters. That's what Christ tells you. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. Today, I'm going to work. And today, hopefully, you all settle down in your fisticuffs against each other. And think about that. Think about what's important in your life. Think about what's important in this world. Yeshua is one heck of a guy. You want to go look up Jesus, Yeshua's, the Christ gospel, just his gospel. Don't Paul, I don't care about Saul. Saul, stop kicking against the pricks, Saul. Not Paul. Read Yeshua's words. And see what he promised when he said he's coming back, the second coming. See how much he said to all of us about, hey, this is what's going to happen. I come quickly, like a thief in the night. Did give you a whole big, John went ahead and Paul, Saul wasn't him. Yeshua tells you to live differently, but Yeshua said, watch for me. I'm coming. Not a big deal, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching.